My name's Aaron. Welcome back to my channel. How are you? I'm fantastic and I'm doing really well. And today I am reviewing Yves Saint Laurent YSL Parfum Eau de Parfum. £85 for 60ml. That's the only size they do. Oh my gosh, I'm not doing this marketing. Top notes are grapefruit, ginger, elmy, aldehydes. The middle notes are lavender, clary sage, geranium. The base notes are cedarwood, patchouli, tonka bean, and frankincense. When it's got that aldehydes, for people who aren't around raw materials, do you understand what that means? Do you understand what they smell like? Because I'm curious why they put that in. And, you know, if you understand, it's quite a technical term. You say, do we have our bottles of Yves Saint Laurent Parfum Eau de Parfum? Goodness me. Are we engaged with the height itself? Let's get testing. My first criticism. Not my first, that doesn't sound great. A criticism, if you've got all these bottles lined up, it's really difficult to know which one's which. There's a tiny, tiny sticker on the bottom, and I had to get my phone and look. So, oh my God, which is that? That's my sort of criticism with this. It's like, it's quite difficult. I mean, I know if you know the colors and whatever, but it should be, I think, a little bit clearer. You know, because it's not there. I would love to see on there what it is. It'd be easier. I mean, I was like looking for ages. Anyway, let's look at the atomizer. Nice. I'm expecting classic Yves Saint Laurent, really well crafted perfumery, keeping in a sort of line with sort of the other Ys. So the similarities are so important. Woodiness. Sweetness, musk heavy. YSL love using sort of musk as this sort of the base. Lightness, effervescence, long lasting. Because of the price, nothing particularly crazy in there. Sort of raw materials, no, nothing exotic. I'm just expecting sort of like really great perfumery, to be really honest with you. The color, this is what I think about as well. The color of the bottle is sort of blue, black. So I'm expecting it to smell blue or black. Do you think about that? That's kind of what I'm always curious about. So there is a soapy, sweet smell to the formula. This smells undoubtedly French. So this is based upon ethylene brassylate. I thought maybe it'd have tetralate actually, but it doesn't. I thought that's what I was going to get, you see. Definitely sort of masculine. So masculine with the dihydromercenol, acetates, linalool. The acetates are done really well. So acetates can be used to give elevation really within a formula. It sometimes is the starting block of an accord. So you have rhubarb acetates, and rhubarb acetates can be used with dimesca molecules, and vanilla and coumarin can be used to give the start of a fruit accord. Adding in DMBCA and adding in other raw materials can give you plum accord, you see, if you sort of add other things. So aldehydes are a classification of perfumery. I don't want to get too stuck up on chemistry here. It is the structure of the raw material, the carbon, the oxygen, all that sort of stuff. And aldehydes are the same. So they're a classification, not just in perfumery, but in organic chemistry. So how aldehydes work is they kind of work to give you sparkle and effervescence within a formula in the top to increase the resonance of some raw materials. This is where I sort of trying to explain to you a little bit complicated. So when you have like your geranium, gerenyl acetate, and gerenyl acetate can give the feeling of sort of the sharpness of geranium. And then you have neryl acetate, and then you have octanyl acetate, which can be used to give sort of more of a soapy sort of feel. And then when you combine that with sort of C10-aldehyde, that can give cleanness within a formula, you see. Acetates, aldehydes work at the core and the top of the formula. That's why I said, do you know what it is? And this has a clean, soapy finish. So that would be to the acetates you see in the aldehydes mixed together to give you that sort of cleanliness backed against the musk, which will give you the feel of the formula. Habanolide is indispensable within male fragrances. They really give you a sort of metallic, ceramic, apple-y finish. It sort of gives you that. Very appealing. It smells very high tech. Some musks can smell fluffy. Some musks can smell sort of like vanilla. Some musks can smell, so it gives you a real clean feel. Galaxolide can give you more of a clean feeling. So Musk's work on the top, like Havetalide, Romanolide, and there's an apple one as well. I can never remember, so I don't use it. So this is giving you the apple ceramic cleanliness from the Habanolide mixed with sort of top note musk to give you increase that sort of berry feel. I love YSL because they use a lot of naturals, and French perfumery tends to use a lot of naturals with it. They love their wood-like raw materials, and that's really what you're getting from sort of French perfumery, sort of a woody sort of finish with it. And this really is a great formula because you are getting your blueness, you're getting your sort of sweetness, you're getting your wood, you're getting your citruses from the formula, which is constructing to give you this formula. Very radiant, very clean, very sweet. On to my final thoughts. Not for me. I'm going to say that right now. It's not for me. It smells a little bit too artificial. So after all that spiel, it smells like the price that it is. So it smells like to a 60, 80 pound fragrance, which is absolutely nothing wrong with that. But there is absolutely a difference between a 60 pound fragrance and a 150 pound fragrance. I think when you go over the 100 pound mark, you get something a bit more eloquent and a little bit more sophisticated. But I think it smells great. I'm not bashing it at all, but I'm saying that for my personal taste, it's kind of like, I would never reach for something which smells, artificial, smells sort of primarily of aroma chemicals. But I think it's been superbly created. This is a cacophony of raw materials. This is not a simplistic formula. This is a perfumer who knew exactly what they were doing and worked really hard at this. The formula is complex. The work in this must have gone on and on and on for months because it's keeping within the Y formula. I think this is really suitable for sort of going to the officina and for sort of like an evening. It's more evening, more sort of dark with it. I like the sweetness with it, but it's missing aspects for me. If I'm honest with you, I would have loved some darker raw materials with it. I would have loved it sort of based out a lot more. It's kind of not for me, but I would like to see this formula done where the price is over 100, like 120. I kind of would love to see that, and for me, I would never reach this. I'm gonna mark it an 8 out of 10. I think the perfumery is really great. I think the perfumer does an outstanding job. The price is really good. I like the packaging. It's radiant on my skin. You're going to get loads of sillage from this. You're going to get lots of compliments. But personally speaking, I would never wear it because it doesn't feel sophisticated enough. That's what it is. I love sort of a bit more sophisticated fragrances. And I think this is a great starting fragrance. I think the price is really good. But it's kind of not for me. That kind of makes sense. But I think that's okay to say that. So I hope you love that review. Thumbs up and subscribe for more fascinating, interesting content. Lots of moving hands and lots of fragrance views. Hope you're staying safe and well. See you soon.